All right, folks. So I did a video about resonance, and I want to talk about Schumann's resonance. Now, real quick, Schumann resonance is the Earth's natural resonance, right? Which is between 7.83 and 8 hertz, which is Schumann's resonance, and it's the Earth's natural resonance. It's the pulse, the heartbeat of the Earth. It's the resonance, it's the music that the universe dances to. It's the rhythm that the solar system uh, does the tango to. It's the harmony of the universe. And again, Schumann's resonance. Now, like I said in other videos, we human beings, we all have human resonance, right? We have our own frequency, which is our resonance, and the ultimate purpose is for us to come in line and to come in tune, to be attuned to the Earth's natural resonance. And why is this, right? Uh, we are products of the Earth. Remember, the Bible says, "From dust we came." Right? We were molded out of the Earth. So therefore, being products or children or offsprings of the Earth, it is only natural for us to be in harmony with the Earth's natural resonance. And again, that's Schumann's resonance, which, in terms of our brain waves, which again, there are four states that we fluctuate between. Schumann's resonance is pretty much in line with the alpha waves. So coming in, so attuning our, think of a musical instrument. You tune a guitar, right, to a specific frequency, right, to create a specific sound, specific vibration. So when you can fine tune yourself to where you can be in harmony with the Earth's Schumann's resonance, the Earth's natural resonance, then you will be functioning and operating within the brainwave that's which is alpha, which is the alpha waves. And what this means for you as a person is that anxiety, right? If you want to eliminate anxiety, if you want to know the cure, the remedy, the panacea for anxiety, or the placebo for anxiety, this is the remedy. This is the cure, right? Being able to, and the way you fine tune, and give you some practical advice, the way you fine tune yourself to be able to, because right now we're all in discordance, right? We're all in discordance, and I mean all. Generally speaking, there are a few people out there who I'm sure are aware of this information, this knowledge, and are putting it into practice. But generally speaking, the world is in discord, right? This is what accounts for so much. This is why chaos theory reigns true, and this is what accounts for so much. Just disarray that we see in the world. So it's because we're all out of sync or out of balance with our natural resonance, which is again, if you want to know what is the natural state resonance that we ought to be in. You would have to look at Schumann's resonance because it's the Earth's resonance. And why would that be our natural resonance? As I said before, we're products of the Earth. From the dust we came. So if all anxiety is, right? Let's understand what is anxiety. Anxiety is nothing more or less than thoughts gone wild. You know how you have the commercial for girls gone wild? Well, anxiety are thoughts gone wild, right? Your thoughts are in overdrive, so to speak, right? So your thoughts go into overdrive, and it stagnates your what's called your flow of electrons in the brain, and creates electrical blockages, right? And these blockages are result, and then these thoughts too that are gone wild are usually negative thoughts, so it puts you in a lower state of vibration. And because you're in this lower state of vibration, it therefore comes out in your productivity, your mannerism, your movement, right? You tend to be in a state of inertia, right? There's a sluggishness, there's a lethargic, right? Lethargic kind of, and when I say movement, I don't just mean like your physical movement. I'm talking about your overall being, right? Your thought process, your attitude, your demeanor, your mannerism, your mood. Everything is kind of like in a inertia or inert. Yeah, everything is kind of sort of inert. And And again, so this is anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety is just thoughts, concerns, worries that have accumulated, and they're left unchecked, unmitigated, and they therefore are gone wild. Okay, so the way to cure these anxieties is not by having doctors drug you up or put you on these pharmaceutical products that are putting revenues and bottom line, enriching the bottom lines of corporations. No. The sleeping pills, no, no, none of that stuff. Why? Because that stuff becomes addictive, and then you become codependent, and it only works in your situation. The way to cure the anxieties, right? Uh, and again, I'm no I'm not exempt. I suffer. I wrestle with these things like everybody else. But I'm just trying to give you some practical application of what I do to overcome some of these anxieties. And the way to overcome the anxieties again is to combat the anxiety. But first, understand what the anxiety is. The anxiety is an entity. It is an energy, entity that is out that puts you out of balance or out of whack with the Earth's natural resonance, which is where you should aspire to be. Now, again, like I said, generally, most people are not in tune with the Earth's natural resonance. And there's a plethora of reasons, a myriad of reasons for why that is so. You have your work, you have your career, right? You have children, you have bills. I mean, there's just so many things that are constantly coming at us, and these are just obvious things: work, children, relationships, finances, bills. But then there are the infinitesimal things, the things you can't see that are constantly penetrating and insinuating itself into your psyche, right? Whether it's music, whether it's subliminal messages, the movies that we consume, the content on social media. There's so many things that are intangible that are seeping and finding its way into our subconscious mind and forming a subconscious paradigm that's responsible for these anxieties. So the way you combat that is you have to actually fight fire with fire, so to speak. So meditation, transcendental meditation, is something that I found to be extreme. I started out at 5 minutes, now I'm up to an hour, 2 hours. I've done as much as 3 hours, and I find that this weapon of war, that's what I like to think of it. The weapon of war, this intangible weapon of war, is of great value when routinely and consistently applied. Meditation, and here's something else to add to the arsenal of meditation. What we want to do is 400 440 hertz is 432 hertz, starting from the eighth octave. If you count 5 octaves up, it brings you to Schumann. 432 hertz equals Schumann's resonance, which is 7.83 hertz cycles per second. 432 hertz, right, is the equivalent of 7.83 hertz in Schumann's resonance, right? So listening to while in meditation, you can listen to music played in 432 hertz, which is the equivalent of Schumann's resonance. And the reason for that is because starting from the eighth note on a musical scale, if you count 5 octaves up, you'll arrive at a scale where the note A equals 432 hertz. So listening to music that is composed in 432 hertz, I spoke about that in previous videos, that frequency is the equivalence of the Schumann resonance, and that frequency will dissipate. It will dissipate, disintegrate the psychological blockages, right? The thought forms, right? The entities of anxiety. Again, anxiety has a face. It has this an entity that has accumulated and built up into thought forms, paradigms that keeps you up at night. So the way you overcome that is you use certain other frequencies that are in line with Schumann's resonance in your meditation. So while in meditation, you might want to have something like Mozart, Beethoven, some kind of flute played in 432 hertz, Tibetan flute music. It's amazing, and you can have water, right? Some kind of pull up some music with water playing in the background, and have that playing while you're in your meditative state. Now, again, I'm up to hours in my meditation because I've been doing it for years now. But someone who's a beginner, you might want to do 5 minutes. You might want to do 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever you feel comfortable with. But it's important that you start the process, because what will happen is, again, the blockages are nothing but negative entities, which are energies, which are thought forms that has accumulated in the psyche, in the subconscious mind, and they're also around your navel area, because I did other videos. I told you your navel, right, is your port of entry in terms of etheric cores and ethereal entities. So a lot of the negative energies rest around your waist area, right? And it's no coincidence. That's where your digestive area is, your stomach area, your most of your food, uh, belly fat, right? Love handles, right? That's all physical. But ethereally, so does all the negative entities and energies. And we all know stomach fat, belly fat, people are always trying to get rid of that. Back fat, people, that's negative fat. We don't want that, right? So that's physical, but if you look into the etheric, you'll see that you also store a lot of your negative energies. Just like you store your negative body fat, you store your negative etheric body fat, so to speak. Your etheric body is your invisible body that is the lowest layer of your aura. So your etheric body stores most of its fat, so to speak. That fat is the anxiety, the negative entities that forms the thought forms, and the energies that make up the anxieties that keeps you up at night, and put you on these pills, and doctors are giving you, flooding you with all these different medicines, right? So no. So again, the way, the cure for anxiety, folks, is to begin meditation. Start a routine of meditation, becoming in tune with your natural resonance, which is Schumann's resonance, which is the Earth's uh, frequency, natural frequency, resonant state, and it will raise your vibration, right? It will raise your vibration, and in raising your vibration, it's going to push out simultaneously that negative thought forms, or those entities that have accumulated around your waist predominantly, and forms and serves as the support system, the framework for the paradigms that molds your pattern of thinking and keeps you in a state of anxious, anxiety, worry, concern. Never, again, Jesus tells us not to worry in the Bible. It's a fruitless, it's fruitful negatively, but it's a fruitless in terms of a positive. It's fruitless, but it's fruitful in terms of negativity, because it will affect you in a negative way, but it's not going to do anything for you in a constructive way. Rather than worry, you meditate, you show concern, you plan, and so on and so forth. But worrying is completely futile in terms of your constructive self, but completely fruitful in terms of destructive, and being destructive to yourself. So yeah, just want to share that with you guys. Schumann's resonance, the cure for anxiety. Meditate, folks. Don't medicate, meditate. Till next time, peace.